What's up, everybody? I'm Matt Brody, and this is Simply Must Go. And I've got a huge reveal, surprise, I don't know what you want to call it, but some things have happened. So here's the deal. I may have made a purchase, may have bought something that you guys might be interested in. I hope you're interested in it. I'm really interested in it. I bought something, and well, why keep you in suspense? Like, let's just show you what I got. All right, well, so from that you probably guessed, but this is my new to me 2018 JKU Rubicon, and it's going to become the new adventure vehicle that we build on Simply Must Go. So I haven't really had a chance to do anything to this Jeep yet, including cleaning it. And no offense to the old owner that I bought it from, but it still just has that kind of previous owner grime, and it's got a lot of stickers on it that just aren't gonna stay, they're not me, and so I've got to get this thing kind of cleaned up and taken so that we can start building this thing out into the sort of adventure overland rig that I really want. But before everyone drops comments down below asking what's going to happen to Sue, do not worry. My Jurassic Park Jeep is not going anywhere. She did not get sold. I still have her. We're still going to hit the trails in her as well. But there's a lot of reasons that I got this Jeep, and I want to talk to you about those real quick. So on the trail, I noticed a couple things. Being in a 92 YJ, that there's just some disadvantages in, especially if you're on a long weekend trip. We've got a lot of kids. In fact, I've got too many kids even for this. But if I want to take, you know, a couple of the kids out, like do a boys weekend with the boys, or take my wife and the dog, there just wasn't enough room in the YJ to carry all of us, or even those that would be mostly interested in going. So this gives me the chance to bring my wife and Captain if we wanted to, or maybe some of the boys. It's also got a little bit more room. It's more secure, so I've got some camera equipment and stuff, and if I ever had to park in a hotel and do something like that because I just couldn't find a campsite, the YJ is just not the most secure vehicle in the world, being the soft top, and the fact that, you know, it's just, well, it's identifiable, right? People can look at it, it's easy to get into. It's just, why give people that kind of temptation? The other reason for this, look at the sun coming up right there. That looks good. So the other reason I wanted to go with a Rubicon was because we ran into some issues on the trail. And it's not that I couldn't build up the YJ to make it a trail monster. You totally could, but it takes a lot of effort, and it's not really authentic to the Jurassic Park Jeep, and I'm trying to keep that as screen accurate as possible. So bigger tires and all that kind of stuff just aren't really what I want to do to that Jeep. However, this is a blank canvas. It's already got lockers, it's got the disconnecting sway bar, it's got the good gears, so I can put bigger tires on it. I can give it a lift. We can put in a bumper and a winch and roof racks and all that kind of stuff, and make it into this great adventure vehicle for our family without having to compromise sort of the looks and the classicness of the YJ. And, you know, I'm going to be driving them both a lot, but this one will become sort of the primary adventure vehicle. But before I do any of that, I've got to get all these old stickers off because they're just driving me crazy. There's a lot of them, and they're not me. No offense, I don't mind them. Like, I don't have anything personally against them, but they're just not me. They're not my style. They're not anything that I really want to have on the Jeep, and they're the old owners, and they're kind of, yeah. So I'm gonna get rid of them. So I still need to come up with an official name for this Jeep, but for right now, I just call it my redneck Rubicon. No offense or anything, but yeah. Anyway, let's get these stickers off. For the decals on the glass, I'm just using a regular razor blade scraper, and then I'm gonna go over it with some Goo Gone just to make sure it's all cleaned up. All right, so all the decals are off the glass. Came off pretty easy. Now it's time to take the decals off the body. And for that, I've got these plastic razor blades. You can pick these up at like Advanced Auto, AutoZone. I ended up getting a whole bunch of them when I first got Sue the YJ, because she had stripes on the side and we took the stripes off when we needed these. So I still have a bunch of these. So we're gonna use this in a heat gun and try to minimize, you know, damaging the paint at all. I don't think we will. We're gonna be trying to do this nice and slow and safe. But anyway, it's always better to use the right tools when it comes to this. So plastic razor blade, not a real razor blade. Don't use a real razor blade on your paint. So those decals came off fairly easily. Now I just gotta tackle the big one on the hood. I saved that one for last, so I wanted to make sure I did everything right. But the other one's just with a little bit of heat from the heat gun, not too much, you don't want to damage your paint, but just a little bit of heat, they just came right off. All right, so all of the decals are off. I'm gonna have to spend some time really washing the Jeep and getting all of the little bits of adhesive off and things like that. But for the most part, it's done. There is one mod that I have to do before anything else happens. So let's do that. This antenna has to go. But yeah, that had to go. New one. So the new one is just, I don't even know, it's called a stubby, it's very stubby, but I didn't realize it was gonna be quite this small when I ordered it off of Amazon. But yeah, so we're just gonna put this on, and that's gonna replace the arrow antenna. So first mod, right here. So the interior is really nice, it's leather, but the previous owner put in these seat covers that are like funky camo stuff, so these got to go too. Bye-bye. All right, the Jeep looks way better now, at least to me. Still have a lot of just general cleaning I'm gonna need to do, vacuuming and all that kind of stuff, and really cleaning the exterior and getting all the adhesive off, but yeah, it's looking good. I am so excited about this Jeep, and don't worry, there's still gonna be plenty of YJ content, but we're gonna build this up, but I need your help. So again, this is a 2018 JKU Rubicon. Now, a couple things. Does not have the steel bumper. There's actually some damage to the plastic bumper. So right away, I know I need to get a new bumper. I'm thinking about getting a stubby bumper. And I'm also thinking about new wheels and tires, lift kit, rear bumper. But there's so many mods. I think the JK might be the most heavily modded vehicle in the world. There's probably more aftermarket parts for a Jeep Wrangler in the JK selection of Jeeps than any other vehicle. There's just so many. So I need your help. What bumper? What lift kit? What wheels and tires? What rear bumper? We're making this into an overland rig, but it's also my daily driver. So we got to balance those two things out. So I need all the suggestions that you can give me. And we're going to start building this thing hopefully fairly soon. Now I want to take it on some runs purely stock. Right now, it is absolutely stock, with the exception of it has not as good of tires. I think they're Pathfinder all-terrains, which are great. They're a good all-terrain, I guess. I don't know a whole lot about them, but the original Jeep came with a 33-inch mud terrain, and you can see it because it's still got one as the rear tire on the back. So we're gonna do new wheels and tires, probably all-terrains. I'm thinking BF Goodrich KO2s, just because, you know, I love those from the YJ. So anyway, let me know in the comments down below what we need to do to build this thing out, what gear you love, what gear you hate, what gear you want to see me try. I'm real interested in maybe trying out some things, and if you've got suggestions, just leave them in the comments down below. But I am super excited. about where we're going with this. I want to run some trails stock so that I can get an idea of what it's capable of stock, and then what the difference is going to be once we build it up. So really interested in how that's going to run. So please come along with me. This is going to give us the ability to go to some places that we just couldn't go to, do some things that we just couldn't do in the YJ. So this is a tool for me. It's also a daily driver, but it's going to be a tool. So it's not going to be a pavement princess. We're not going to be worried about getting it kind of scratched up in sometimes and going on some trails. But this, I'm so excited. It needs a name. I haven't come up with a name yet either. So if you've got some name suggestions, leave those in the comments too. But yeah, I'm super excited to see where she takes us. She's no longer the Redneck Rubicon, so she needs a new name. But wherever she takes us, it's going to be adventure, and I can't wait to go there with you. So we'll see you in the next video. Peace. All right, so we may have accidentally taken a slightly harder line than we intended.
You want to back open.
But we're going to try it. We're in a Rubicon. We got this. We're just going to go nice and slow. We're going to scrape a little bit. Sorry, Captain. Okay.
Oh, that was amazing.
That was... Sorry, Captain. Sorry, buddy.
That was awesome.